Alrighty, guys. Hope you guys are all doing well out there and having your guys' a great start to your day. Let's see. Let's first start off with the United States. Okay. We got a pretty big area to keep an eye on, at least around the western United States right here. So it will definitely be something to really be aware about and keep an eye on. Like I said, it will be for this whole area right here that will likely see dangerous weather. So this will definitely be something to really keep an eye on if you haven't already. And I did put some things in the chat, and I said that you can feel free to leave questions in the chat, and you can also like, subscribe, and be respectful too as well whenever you come to this live stream. So feel free to do that if you want. And let's go ahead and start talking. So first of all, as of right now, as you guys can see, we still got a pretty big storm ongoing across the eastern United States, bringing some snowfall and some heavy rain. As we continue to take this forward, we'll see another potential storm system moving through that will just bring some showers, and even parts of California will likely see some snow and rainfall too as well. And as we continue to take that forward, that will head down into Texas, and that will also bring some pretty good storms too as well. And then as that finally heads out, then we'll see another system move through, and this one will bring some very heavy rainfall to parts of the eastern United States. And then as that finally heads out, we might need to watch another system. And like I said, feel free to leave questions in the chat. It will definitely be fine if you guys want to chat. That is definitely okay with me, so feel free to leave questions in the chat. And let's go ahead and look at the total snowfall. So for the total snowfall with a bunch of these storms, we're only going to go halfway, because when you head over 200 hours out, it's usually pretty uncertain by that point. But as we do head 150 hours out, which we're heading all the way out to February 3rd, as you guys can see, some pretty good snowfall across the California mountains, even the Utah mountains too as well. So that is definitely going to be pretty impactful out there. We might as well look at the travel impacts too as well as we do head forward into this live stream. But even back to parts of New England are actually really seeing those impacts too as well. So it's definitely looking like something that we really need to keep an eye on. And we even got some spots that could see around 1/10 of an inch of snowfall. That isn't enough to cause any travel impacts, but that definitely is enough to make it look like a winter wonderland out there. But for places like New England, heading down into North Carolina mountains, and then back through much of the Rocky Mountains, there will definitely be plentiful snowfall out there. So definitely something to enjoy and even ski on if you want to. So it will definitely be something to watch for as we do continue to head into February. And now for your total precipitation, we're also going to head 150 hours out. And as you guys see, we don't really seem to be seeing much in the way of precipitation. Maybe about 1/10 of an inch in some areas, but even over here could see around 1/10 of an inch too as well. Maybe even more, up to an inch, or if not 2 inches, because West Virginia is looking like an area that could see some pretty good snowfall. And I mean, yeah, it's definitely going to be something to really keep an eye on, and it will definitely be something to even enjoy. So, I mean, that's really it with the GFS model. I'll go ahead and wait just a few minutes to see if any more people want to join this live stream. And I am going to also be checking something while you guys are still looking at it. So, I'll go ahead and put up the, let's see here. We'll put up the total snowfall, and you guys can look at that while I be right back. I hope it's still going okay for you guys. I'm just over here to the side. Alright guys, I'm finally back now. I was just making sure my live stream voice was sounding good. I also was just waiting to make sure everyone else who wanted to join had a chance to join before I start talking about more things. But let's go ahead and move to pre-volatile weather, and let's go ahead and look at the travel impacts, okay? The travel impacts, we go to the Weather Prediction Center forecasted, and we go to 1 to 3 outlook, and as you guys can see, this is anywhere from now to, let's see here, most likely January 31st. Yes, from now to January 31st. And as you guys can probably also see, I do have ads popping up, but you guys can read those if you want, but you guys don't have to either. But as you guys can see, from now to January 31st, we got some pretty decent impacts across the Rocky Mountains, just minor to moderate for the most part, but even back through parts of New England, where we are actually seeing those impacts get a little bit naughty out there. But it's not like gonna be major extreme or anything like that, but it will definitely be something to really keep an eye on as we do head into January 31st. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And also even parts of the western United States, mainly across the Rocky Mountains region, we are actually seeing some pretty good impacts out there too as well. So it's definitely something that we should keep an eye on out there, and we'll even see if any of the impacts do upgrade. Now let's actually go ahead and look at the Climate Prediction Center outlooks. Some of these things actually seem to be a little bit interesting, by the way, but as you guys can see, for the 6 to 10 day outlook, we do see a pretty big area of above average temperatures for mainly parts of the northern United States, but even over here into the southwest United States around Southern California, we are seeing well below average temperatures across that area right there. So that could definitely result in some frost and maybe even some freezing temperatures across some parts of California, including San Diego. San Diego is located just right here in most likely the most southern county of California, so it's definitely going to be something to keep an eye on. Like I said, freezing will be one of the main concerns, especially for higher elevations, but we'll see if San Diego really gets it too as well. And now for the 8 to 14 day outlook on your temperatures, as you guys can see, similar thing where we do see below average temperatures out to the west, and we are also seeing above average temperatures for portions of the northern United States. So it'll definitely be something to really keep an eye on, especially if we do head all the way out to Saturday. Let's see here. I read the wrong thing, but this is from February 4th to February 10th, okay? So this will definitely still be something to keep an eye on. Okay, so make sure you keep that in mind. And now if we start looking at your guys' precipitation outlook, as you guys can see, we do see quite above average precipitation across some of these areas like southern Arizona, southern California into New Mexico, so that will be an area to watch very closely. But even parts of the northern United States is seeing below average precipitation, so that will definitely be something to keep an eye on too as well, is the potential for below average precipitation. And let's go ahead and look at the 8 to 14 day outlook, and as you guys can see, a pretty big area of the United States is seeing above average precipitation, and some of these areas that did see below average precipitation are now seeing above average precipitation, which is good because I mean, we don't want to be dry forever, do we, or else we'll have a more significant drought, and we definitely want no drought at all. We don't even want a single drought. But even back in parts of the northern United States like New England, heading into Washington, those will be areas that we do need to watch very closely, especially for today and most likely into February 10th. So we'll have to watch those areas pretty closely too as well. And it sounds like one of you guys did leave, but I'll be patient again and see if anyone else wants to join my live stream. Also, feel free to leave questions and other things in the chat. That will definitely be very helpful, because I do like answering people's questions. So feel free to leave that in the chat if you want. So yeah, and it sounds like one of you guys did join again, and that might have been the same person, but let's go ahead and look at the observed rainfall, and let's really see how much we really saw. And as you guys can see, for the observed rainfall, wow, guys, look at that, almost 7 inches of rainfall right there reported in parts of Louisiana. That's a lot of rainfall right there, but even into parts of Mississippi, into Louisiana and Arkansas, it sounds like we had 1 to 2 inches again. So it's definitely looking quite interesting for sure out there, and that will definitely be something to really watch very closely for. And even back in parts of the northern United States, we are actually seeing some pretty good rainfall too as well. So this was the past 24 hours, just in case you were wondering. But even if it's not, so some of this might even be during right now too as well. So it's probably still raining in some of these areas right now. So we'll see if it starts to add up in some areas. Let's go ahead and go to the 72 hours ago. So 72 hours ago, wow, look at that, guys, even more precipitation. And then 168 hours ago, wow, guys, that's a lot of precipitation as we had 160 hours ago. This is let's see here, this is all the way back 184 hours ago. I'm pretty sure this was sometime last week, most likely. Yeah, it was sometime last week, because we're definitely not really expecting a whole lot of rainfall in these areas, at least not for a little while, because we are expecting to see some drier than normal conditions across this area. So this doesn't indicate total rainfall as of right now, or else that would have been crazy, guys, but that's not what we're expecting. This is during the past 168 hours. So yeah, that will definitely be something to watch for. And let's actually look at the observed rainfall, okay? Or the observed snowfall, rather. 72 hours ago, we actually did see a little bit of snowfall, mainly across the New England area, but even over here into parts of the Rocky Mountains. Those will be the 2 areas that we did see observed snowfall in. And again, feel free to leave things in the chat. It definitely helps out a lot with the channel, and you guys can even like and subscribe to as well. I would greatly appreciate that. And yeah, and let's go ahead and look at the weather, or the National Weather Service hazards. And as you guys can see, the hazards is looking okay. I mean, we aren't seeing as many alerts, but we are seeing at least some winter weather advisories in effect for parts of New England, even a couple of scattered winter storm warnings in effect, but even some high wind advisories, or wind advisories rather, are in effect for portions of the Appalachian Mountains, even some winter storm warnings and advisories across some of the California, or I mean the Tennessee mountains, and as well as the Carolina mountains. But even up here into parts of West Virginia, into Ohio, we still got that flood watch continuing. But we still got quite a bit of river flood warnings too as well. So I mean, some of these rivers are probably seeing minor flood warnings. Some of these rivers could even be seeing moderate flooding. So I mean, we'll have to still keep an eye on for more flood alerts, but as of right now, it is looking a little bit active with the rivers, but other than that, it's actually looking okay. So if you are traveling, that will be fine, okay, at least for today, because we aren't seeing a ton of alerts. We're just seeing at least some alerts, okay? So make sure to keep that in mind. And let's see here. We're going to go ahead and look at the Windy app, okay? Windy app is a completely different app, and I mean, it's definitely looking okay across much of the United States, like I said. And let's go ahead and turn on the cameras, and if we want, we can actually look at some of these cameras too as well. Let's go ahead and look at some of the higher elevations. So this was a picture 6 minutes ago, and as you guys can see, 6 minutes ago, you guys can see some snowfall out there. This is located in the higher elevations of Washington. But let's actually go ahead and look at some spots that are mainly close to the rivers, because we are seeing river flood warnings in effect. Let's go ahead. We actually do have a river flood warning near some of these areas, so let's actually go ahead and look at it. Let's see here. Wow, guys, look at that. I can kind of see some of the water getting really close to the interstate right there. So, I mean, that's definitely a flood warning right there. And look, guys, even the billboard sign is actually flooded too as well, because as you guys can see, that pole is sticking into the water. So, I mean, it is flooded across the this area over here near the Ohio River in Evansville, Indiana. So, I mean, it's actually looking quite active for sure, guys. Like, even though there is minor flooding, that's still enough to cause some drowning and other things like that. So, I mean, it's definitely looking quite active. And again, feel free to leave things in the chat. It looks like one of you guys did join again, and that was most likely a few minutes ago. So feel free to leave things in the chat if you guys want to. That will definitely help a lot. And let's go ahead and look at the radar now. So this is rain and thunder. This doesn't just do rain and thunder, this also does precipitation too as well, at least other parts of precipitation. So let's go ahead and click the button. I'll close this so you guys can see a little bit better, and I'll put it up here on top. And let's go ahead and start playing this. So as you guys can see, that snow and rain is heading into parts of New England. It continues across some of those areas, as you guys can see, but then it starts dying down with some flurries still lingering around. But then we start to see a major system over here near California, guys. And like we've been talking about, California is definitely gonna see one of the wildest storms, guys. Cause look at this. Wow, look at that. It's getting stronger and stronger, and look, it's even getting ready to hit California. Wow, guys, that really strengthens. And wow, it's getting stronger. Wow, look at the coast of California, guys. Did you see all that red? Let's go back a few moments ago, and as you guys can see, as we head into the last day of January, which will be January 31st. Look at that, guys. Almost an inch of rain in an hour, it's saying. So, I mean, it's looking crazy out there, guys. Very crazy. And so, I mean, that red area definitely indicates some very heavy rainfall across these areas, guys. And that will definitely be a big concern. So, it will definitely be something to keep an eye on. And if you guys hear any of that noise, that is just my kids out there, so I do apologize for that. But just listen to me if you can. You guys don't have to worry about that noise in the background. That is just my kids and my dad out there in the kitchen. So, but other than that, let's go ahead and take this forward. And as you guys can see, we continue to see the storm still stick around for quite some time. Let's go ahead and go down here and let's see if this strengthens. Wow, guys, look at Los Angeles. Los Angeles looks like it could see some heavy rain too, as well as we do head into February. And look at that, San Diego even getting some pretty good rainfall too as well. So, I mean, this will be a storm system that we must keep an eye on, guys, because first of all, for how this storm system is playing out, it's looking like this is going to be a big concern, guys. For sure, this will be a really big concern as we do head into beginning of February. So let's go ahead and look at the Climate Prediction Center outlook now, and we're going to go ahead and go to the 8 to 14 day outlook hazard. So let's go ahead and cancel the snow and wind outlooks out so you guys can see a little bit better. And as you guys see, first starting off with the precipitation precipitation. As you guys can see, we do have a slight risk heading into Salt Lake City, Utah. We got a moderate risk that heads from California into New Mexico, and then we have a margin or a high risk heading in parts of Nevada, California, into southern Utah, and then back through Arizona. So it's looking like we could definitely be talking some very heavy rain out here. And like I said, that storm that came off here and into California, located in this area right here, let me draw it out for you guys so you guys can see. It was this whole area right here that we saw some very heavy rain in. At least those red colors indicate some heavy rain. Let's draw an H in here for heavy rainfall. So definitely looking like an area to keep an eye on too as well. And let's go ahead and look at the snow outlook now. For the snow outlook, as you guys can see, we do have a slight risk for heavy snow heading into parts of Montana, but look at this moderate risk and high risk for heavy snow, guys. Wow, guys, a high risk for heavy snow. And I mean, these haven't really occurred lately during the winter time frame. We mainly have been seeing moderate risks for heavy snow. We haven't really seen any high risks lately. But since they're finally back now, this definitely tells us that this is definitely going to be something to really keep an eye on. So it will definitely need to be a little bit concerning out here for sure. At least we will have to watch this area extremely closely. Now for the wind outlook, as you guys can see, we do have two moderate risks for high winds. As you guys can see, we got a moderate risk for high winds in Arizona and New Mexico heading into Texas, and then we even got a moderate risk down here near the Los Angeles area. So this will be something to really keep an eye on. And I mean, I do apologize for that sound again, guys. So make sure to just listen to me, because I mean, I don't want you guys to listen to that other noise out there. And I mean, yeah, so it will definitely be something to watch for. And let's go ahead and look at the thing down here, and as you guys see, all together with all risks, as you guys can see, we do see a bunch of threats for flash flooding, mainly across the South, Arizona, and into California. Those will be the three areas to watch for some significant flooding, and so that will definitely be something to keep an eye on. Let's go ahead and look at a few different models. So for the CMC model on the total snowfall, as you guys can see, we actually are seeing a decent amount of snowfall with the CMC model. CMC model seems to be going a little bit more active with places like New England and all the way down here towards Indiana, but other than that, it is definitely looking like we do need to watch this snowstorm moving through these areas. And if we figure out when this snowstorm will move through, it starts moving through, it sounds like on January 29th, and then you guys see it continues to add up as we do continue heading into the beginning of February. So this will definitely be something to keep an eye on. And let's go ahead and look at the precipitation. So with the CMC model wants to show some precipitation for parts of California, so that will definitely be something to keep an eye on again. But even over here into parts of the Ohio Valley and Mid-Atlantic, this will be another area to keep an eye on too as well. And let's see here. Lingual Living says, I like the nose in the background. You like the noise in the background, okay. And that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny, but anyway, we still need to keep an eye on some of these things, and it sounds like, let's see here, Jay said, it sounds like he or she is asking another thing about Puerto Rico. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at Puerto Rico again. So let's go ahead and go down here towards Puerto Rico, and let's go ahead and first start out with the rainfall, okay? So with the rainfall, as you guys can see, we're going to go the next 10 days, and for the next 10 days, we expect maybe around an inch of rain in some areas to occur. So it's definitely looking like quite active, and it sounds like you're also asking about some hurricanes too as well. So for hurricanes, and I mean, I do want to also let you know that hurricanes will be quite active for 2024 because El Nino will go into La Nina, because I mean, the water will be cooling significantly, guys. This is going to be something to really keep an eye on as we do head into hurricane season this year, because like I said, La Nina is going to be a big concern, and that will result in heavy rainfall, storms, and more across the Ohio Valley. And that won't just be the main concern. This will also be the main concern for even flash flooding across the Ohio Valley, and even major hurricanes in Puerto Rico and other areas like that. So I mean, this will definitely be something to keep an eye on. Let's see if we have any weather alerts. So for the weather alerts, we don't have any weather alerts, but for the temperatures, looking pretty warm out there in the 70s and 80s. Definitely pretty enjoyable. Let's see here for the wind though. Wind's looking alright. Wind gusts maybe around 20 miles per hour in some areas. And let's see here. You're asking another thing too as well. Okay. Like I said in the last live stream, I do not know that language. However, I could understand that you were saying things about Puerto Rico, so that's why I am taking a look at it. And let's go ahead and look at more than just that. So for the thunderstorms, this will be the fuel for thunderstorms. We actually could see some thunderstorms across this area maybe one of these days. Well, let's see here. Doesn't sound like it's showing really any thunderstorms at all, actually. I thought it did though, because warm waters can definitely be a pretty big concern. At least it's enough to fuel some thunderstorms and get them going, and I apologize for that. But let's actually go ahead up here and see if there's any fuel for thunderstorms. So let's see. As of right now, we actually do have a pocket of instability across portions here of California, so that definitely means a thunderstorm is ongoing across this area right here. So that will definitely be something to keep an eye on right there for the rain accumulation for the next 10 days. As you guys can see, maybe around an inch of rain across portions here of Florida. But let's actually go to California and see how the rainfall is looking there. And wow, guys, 4 inches of rainfall across Eureka. So that will definitely be something to keep an eye on. And I mean, yeah, so it will definitely be a pretty big concern again, and also something to really keep an eye on too as well, like I said. And for all other areas, it sounds like we might see another half an inch or two across portions here of the Ohio Valley. At least for most areas, will mainly be staying around a half an inch to an inch across much of the Ohio Valley. But other than that, it's actually looking quite dry, especially for the central part of the United States. And I mean, yeah, so it will definitely be something to keep an eye on. And let's see here. Let's go ahead and look at the drought monitor. For the drought monitor, let's look at which areas will want to see some rainfall. So for Puerto Rico, you guys are actually in some moderate drought as of right now. So that will definitely be something to really keep an eye on. We do not expect an upgrade as of right now, especially because the rainfall and thunderstorms weren't as bad, because I'm pretty sure I said Puerto Rico is only going to be talking only around a half an inch of rainfall, which isn't very much at all. So Puerto Rico definitely needs the rainfall, but even over here into parts of the deep south will also need the rainfall too as well. So yeah, that will definitely keep an eye on. And like I said, to Lingual Living, I kind of do like the noise in the background too as well. It kind of makes it a little bit funny. I would probably say. But even over here in the Midwest, let's look at Iowa. In Iowa, we actually are seeing some pretty good droughts across that area. They definitely do need the rainfall too as well. And when we were looking at the total accumulation, wow, not even any rain at all, guys. So Iowa needs the rain extremely badly. So I wouldn't be surprised to see an upgrade to an exceptional drought one of these Thursdays. So that will definitely be something to keep an eye on there for Iowa. And let's go back and take a look at over down here into portions of the western United States. And western United States does need the rainfall too as well, especially near New Mexico, even Arizona, even into Colorado. So those will be areas to really watch very closely. So make sure to really keep that in mind. And let's see here. Looks like another one of you guys did join, so feel free to leave things in the chat. I really appreciate Jay leaving things in the chat for me, so that definitely is greatly appreciated right there. So definitely helping out a lot. So you can keep leaving things in the chat, like I said, but every time I see one of those, I'll think that is a Puerto Rico question, and I will answer that. So thank you very much for leaving things in the chat, Jay. I really appreciate that again. And let's go ahead and take a look here at the let's see here. Let's go to a radar, and let's go down. We are going to look at this radar now, and as you guys can see for the radar, as you guys can see, as of right now, it's looking alright across much of the United States. And let's go ahead and go to future, okay? We're going to go to future and see what is predicted. And if we head into the future, as you guys can see, look at this big bomb out in the Pacific Ocean. Wow. Wow, guys. Isn't that a major storm? Look, it's kind of shaped like a hook a little bit because it's coming out and around. So very big monster of a storm across portions here of the Pacific Ocean with even some heavy rain in it. And let's go ahead and take this forward, and as you guys can see, look at that storm moves fast and starts coming onto shore. Wow, guys, that is a monster of a storm already getting ready to impact portions here of the northwest United States. So that is a very big monster of a storm getting ready to impact those areas. And let's go back to there, and let's look at the lightning. So for the lightning with the storm system, we actually are seeing some pretty good lightning bolts of thunder across portions here of the storm. And the reason why I'm telling you guys about this is because this is going to come up and slam into California, guys. This is going to come and slam into California, bringing a monster of heavy rain. But even over here into the Atlantic Ocean, we are actually seeing several rounds of thunder across that area. So definitely looking like water spouts, heavy rainfall, hail, and more across portions here of the Atlantic Ocean with this big storm system. So it will definitely be something to really keep an eye on and to watch very closely. So I would definitely watch very closely for sure. And let's see here, we're gonna go ahead and go to the weather channel, and we are going to start answering zip code questions, okay? So feel free to leave a zip code in the chat and we will answer them. Let's go ahead and search for let's go ahead and start off with Tell City. Okay, let's just go ahead and start off with Tell City. So feel free to leave zip codes in the chat and I will answer them. I'll be patient to see if one of you guys are going to put a zip code in the chat, okay? Let's see here. It looks like Jay said another question. It looks like Carolina, Puerto Rico. Okay, let's see here. Carolina, Puerto Rico. I don't think the Weather Channel does that, but let's go to Carolina, Puerto Rico, and let's go ahead and search. So we're gonna go over here. We're gonna press more, and we're gonna go Nope. I thought this was where you win it, but let's see. Carolina, Puerto Rico. Is that a thing? We're gonna zoom in and see if there's any city. I might take a little bit of time trying to find it, but let's see here. Carolina, Puerto Rico. Alright, let's see. Carolina, Carolina, Puerto Rico. So Puerto, Carolina, Puerto Rico. Let's see what comes up. Carolina, Puerto Rico, and let's go ahead and click on that. All right. Okay, I see. Oh, okay. Yep, Carolina, Puerto Rico is right there. So let's go back to Windy. It's actually located right by San June. I don't know how to call it, but San June. Exactly, I guess what I could call it. So right there it is, Carolina, Puerto Rico. So I found that city right there, and let's go ahead and click on it and see what pulls up. So we're gonna click on it, and it sounds like the weather as of right now. We're gonna go back to 12 a.m. or this is out of right now 10 a.m. actually, and so it sounds like it is sunny right now. It sounds like you might have a rain shower or two move in pretty soon, but other than that, it's actually looking all right out there. So for Carolina, Puerto Rico, you're looking okay out there. So definitely something to keep an eye on. And let's see, it sounded like there was another one again, so yeah, but like I said, feel free to leave things in the chat. The Weather Channel right here, and I can put your guys' zip codes in the chat, so feel free to leave them in the chat, and I will definitely do that. So I'll go ahead and wait a few more minutes to see if anyone wants to leave any zip codes in the chat. Let's see here. Waves and caution signs. Puerto Rico might be able to see some waves. Let's go ahead and look at the wind across Puerto Rico. And for the wind, this is the wind right there. Wind's actually looking okay. Sounds like sustainless winds around 12 miles per hour. So that will definitely cause at least some 1-inch waves. Not like gonna cause any storm surge, but definitely will be something to really keep an eye on there. And also for the wind gusts, let's see, wind gusts. Yep, there it is. For the wind gusts, looking like we are seeing twice the amount of wind gusts across that area. And let's see again. Looks like you left another question. Okay. And it sounds like Puerto Rico is looking okay. That's definitely something to keep an eye on. You guys don't have any wave alert or anything like that, so it will definitely be something to keep an eye on. Let's see, what about drought monitoring? Yeah, you guys are actually in a drought, it looks like. So for the drought, looks like you guys might be in a drought, okay? Because for what it's showing across Puerto Rico, let's go ahead and zoom back in. It sounds like you guys might be in an extreme drought. So Puerto Rico definitely needs the rainfall for sure, because look at this, guys. If I click on it, exceptional drought. That is crazy, guys. That is crazy. Exceptional drought for Puerto Rico. So, and like I said, there aren't any weather warnings, because you guys can see weather warnings mainly stay across places like South America, Central America, and even a few other areas. But other than that, not really looking like a big deal at all. So definitely looking like something to maybe still keep an eye on. Let's go ahead and turn off weather warnings, and let's go ahead and go to weather radar. There we go. What for the weather radar actually does show some pretty good rainfall across some of these areas. This is as of right now, it looks like, issued by the National Weather Service. So pretty good rainfall ongoing in portions here of Rhode Island. And let's see again. Looks like you left another question in the chat. Let's see. Sounds like you were asking something about tornadoes, because I saw something there that was almost spelled like tornadoes. So let's go see if Puerto Rico will see anything like that. So for Puerto Rico, like I said, the fuel for thunderstorms is really low. So if you really do see anything, it's not likely that you will be seeing a bunch of things like that. Let's actually go ahead and look at waves. Okay, for waves, let's see here. So for waves, like I said, waves are extremely low, and that means they're not even that bad at all. So maybe up to 5 feet in some areas it looks like, but other than that, it's actually not looking that bad at all. So you're good, my friend. You're good, I think. So for everything that we have taken a look at, sound like the main concern will be freezing, or will be less rainfall, along with maybe some decent waves. So other than that, you're looking really good. So feel free to be outside in Puerto Rico if you want to. And let's see again. And feel free to leave things in the chat. I'll be live for a few more minutes, and then that's probably when I will end my live stream. But other than that, it's not looking like you guys are leaving any more questions. So like I said, I'm going to wait a few more minutes to see if any of you guys want to leave questions, and then I think that will be it for this live stream. Alright, it looks like Jay said another thing again. Let's see what he said. It sounds like you asked another question that has to do with severe weather, okay? So, like I said, there aren't very many warnings issued, but I mean, yeah, it will definitely be something to keep an eye on. So, definitely be aware about that. So, I mean, yeah, so let's go to, the temperatures now, and for the temperatures, looking like pretty warm across most of these areas, so it will definitely be something to keep an eye on, maybe enough to cause some issues. And sound like more of you guys joined, and feel free to leave things in the chat. We are gonna end my live stream pretty soon, so feel free to leave things in the chat. You can even say hi if you want, but just feel free to leave things in the chat, because that is just fine with me. And let's see here. Looks like a couple more questions again. So sounds like Puerto Rico is looking alright again, my friend. Like I said, wave heights are looking okay out there. For the clouds, looks like it's pretty sunny out there because clouds are only around 23%. For your temperatures, looking fine out there, only around 82 degrees, which makes it feel maybe a little hot out there. And then for the weather warnings, no weather warnings at all, my friend. So you're looking pretty good, I would say. So you don't have to worry about any dangerous things out there or really anything like that. But and like I said, Carolina, Puerto Rico is definitely one of those areas to watch very closely for, even though everything is looking fine. So I mean, yeah, it'll still be something to watch. So let's see here. We're gonna go back to the Weather Channel, and like I said, feel free to leave zip codes in the chat. And let's see here, Carolina, Puerto Rico. Let's see if that pulls up. Carolina, Carolina, Puerto Rico. There we go. Ooh, okay. I actually found Carolina, Puerto Rico, actually. So, for Carolina, Puerto Rico, it sounds like starting off pretty sunny today with some clouds and things mixed today. It sounds like Carolina, Puerto Rico will also have some sunshine tomorrow, so definitely looking warm out there. And then maybe some chances for some rainfall, but like I said, you guys aren't going to see much rain for the next few days, which will be today, tomorrow, and the day after, but even some scattered thunderstorms will definitely be possible as we do head into, let's see, most likely Wednesday. So that will definitely be something to keep an eye on there. But like I said, you guys are looking just fine for the next couple of days. So good with me. So let's see here. Feel free to leave more questions in the chat, and yeah, I will definitely get to them if you guys want me to. But it's probably good to end my live stream about now. Thank you guys very much for joining it. I greatly appreciate that. I will continue to get better and better at my live streams, but like I said, you guys can chat if you guys want. It's not a problem at all to me, but sounds like you guys are about done chatting and done with my live stream, so we're gonna end my live stream about now. But like I said, thank you guys very much for watching my live streams, and I will definitely get better at it.